Hey everybody, I wanted to make a quick video just about the NFL. And I know a lot of times we have these conversations about who's the greatest at a certain position, greatest player of all time, greatest quarterback of all time, greatest running back of all time. I think it's a very difficult conversation, and I don't think it's one that really should, it's nice to have, but I think it's really difficult to identify who's the greatest of all time in any position. Let me take the quarterback position, for example. Went back and looked up Bart Starr. He was a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, played for Vince Lombardi. In 1961, Bart Starr attempted 295 passes in 1961 for that season. Okay, Tom Brady, which we know a lot of people consider him he consider him the greatest of all time. A lot of people, arguably. This year, 2021-22 season, he attempted 719 passes. So in this, Tom Brady attempted almost 3 times the amount of passes that Bart Starr completed in a year. Okay, for a career, Bart Starr only attempted 3,149 passes in his whole career. Tom Brady at this point has attempted 11,317 passes. So we can see right there that football is a different game now. In Bart Starr's era, he was handing off most of the time. He was pitching the ball, whatever they're doing. They passed the ball sometimes. Okay, back then, the running game was the main way to move the football in the football game. Now in this modern era of football, the passing game, there's been past games where they passed 60 times in a game. That was just unheard of in the 60s era. So on a regular basis. So to me, it's very hard to say who's the greatest player of all time because the responsibility of the quarterback, for example, has changed from like 1960 to current day. So I don't think it's fair to say that those guys aren't as good as guys that play right now because they just didn't have the opportunities to throw the ball like these guys do now. Okay, who's to say that Bart Starr, if he was playing right now in these modern day offenses, wouldn't have 70,000 yards? Or what about some of these other greats? What if Terry Bradshaw played right now? What if Joe Namath played right now? What if Tom Brady was playing back in 1960? Would he still be considered the greatest of all time? So that's why I think it's very hard to say who's the greatest, just because the football game has changed. You can see that, based on just the numbers, it's going to make guys have better stats these days, larger stats, things like that. Plus, I think they might have played less games back then. So they didn't play on a lot of turf stadiums. It was grass. They had to deal with the elements outside, that type of thing. So just want to pipe in on that. Please, leave a comment for me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'd like to know what your opinion on this. Thank you.